What's up, everybody? Three in the Possible, second episode. Will Starnes here.
Devion Hicks.
Joe Davis.
Joe Davis. Let's get it. So we're about 10 days from the trade deadline. We are recording on Easter Sunday. He is risen. Let's take a look at the East standings, the West standings. Let's talk a little MVP. How's that sound, fellas?
That works.
Works for me, man.
All right, let's get it. Let's start with the East. Some interesting things going on there. So, start of the day, we had Philly and Boston tied at first. Then we probably had the upset of the day with the Bulls going in and beating Brooklyn. So, Philly's back to being, I believe, a half game up or a full game up because I think they played today as well. So, it seems like those two are going to be the two that are fighting for that first spot. The Bucks are 2 games back. What are your guys' kind of thoughts on how the East standing is going to shake out the rest of the year? Joe, let's start with you.
I think that Philly needs to watch out. I think Brooklyn's going to end up with the 1 seed, but the Bucks are playing well ever since they got Jeff Teague. That offense is different. Giannis is finally playing like he was MVP last year, so I think you need to watch out for the Bucks. Maybe able to steal that 2nd seed, and Philly falls down to 3 because we haven't seen Joel Embiid in a minute.
Yeah, I think he came back. His first game back was Friday or Saturday. Looked okay.
Yeah.
That's always the thing with him. It's like, okay, we seen him. This is the first time he put like a dominant, like whole season together until he got that little knee injury. So we got to see how he's going to respond to that. Devion, what do you see with the top 3?
I think Brooklyn probably will end up getting the 1st seed. Philly will probably slide into the 2nd, like you said, because until I really see Embiid, play 3 straight games, I feel like, they'll be anywhere from 2 to 3. Milwaukee's just going to keep doing what Milwaukee's doing. So, they might surprise somebody, end up being the 2nd seed by 1 game. So we'll see how that goes, though.
Yeah, Brooklyn's got their own injury issues, but this is before the podcast, but Devion and I, we talked about this before. Like, I personally, so far, it's looked like Brooklyn looks best when they only have 2 of their 3 stars. Like, we haven't really seen all 3 of them play together, and then they actually look like a monster. I mean, a lot of that's because they haven't played together a whole lot, but yeah, Brooklyn's interesting. Depending on, I assume they're all going to get healthy at some point. Like, all 3 of them will get healthy.
Man, I don't think Kevin Durant's hurt.
Pains in there.
I don't think Kevin Durant's hurt anymore. No, I think he's chilling. I don't think he's hurt. I think they're just nervous about another Achilles injury, so they just having him coast.
Oh yeah, being like
he's gonna come
sick.
in.
Yeah.
He's gonna come in like the last 10 games of the season. He's chilling.
I don't think I don't know that's happening.
When was the last time you saw him in a walking boot or anything? The man is chilling.
Bro, he had a hamstring injury. You don't wear a walking boot for a fucking hamstring.
Bro, but it was because of his Achilles. So if it's because of his Achilles that he's overworking his hamstring because he's scared of his Achilles.
He might really be hurt.
I don't believe that.
I think he was definitely hurt.
He was hurt.
I think he's taking his time coming back. I do think he's taking his time coming back. I don't think he should wait that long though, because like they gotta find that chemistry with that big 3, especially with adding in Blake and Aldridge, and they gotta figure out how that's gonna work. Because we've seen a lot of teams that just kind of all come together all at once. Like, it takes some time. Like, the thing that made Golden State so easy was that it was just adding KD. Like, the rest of that squad had been together, so it wasn't that hard to integrate Kevin Durant. But like you saw in Miami that first year with Bosh, LeBron, and Wade, it was like there was a lot of figuring out to do, and LeBron did what he did in the finals. But they just didn't figure it out, and everyone said it took to that second year when Wade was just like, all right, LeBron, it's you. This is your team. Take us there. And that's when they started to click. With them, I think this top 3 is really interesting because I think whoever these seeds end up kind of falling out is really going to be a huge determining factor in who goes to the finals. Like, for example, if say Phillies keeps the 1 seed and then Milwaukee and Brooklyn meet each other in the conference semis, I think that's a bad matchup for Brooklyn. Like I think that's the team they don't want to see out of all the teams in the top 4 or 5. I don't think they want Milwaukee. So that could get interesting to me versus if it's like Philly and Milwaukee, I think Milwaukee's over with. Like Philly probably even better. Like we saw how good of a matchup it was for the Heat last year against Milwaukee. Philly might be even better with Ben Simmons and then Embiid there, holding down the paint. Like I don't think Milwaukee wants to see any part of them. So like if I'm Milwaukee, I'm trying to figure out however I can get to Brooklyn and avoid Miami and Philly. And if I'm Brooklyn, I'm like, all right, give me anybody but Milwaukee.
Yeah. If you're Brooklyn, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if you're Brooklyn.
I don't know, bro.
Nobody's beating Brooklyn. Nobody's beating Brooklyn. Nobody's beating Brooklyn.
They are not that damn invincible.
Nah, they can.
They have too much offense. They can be beaten, but no one in the East is going to beat them. They have way too much offense.
Well, yeah. You hope James Harden actually has offense in the playoffs. So
we've seen regular season Harden turn into a different thing in the playoffs.
But he's not putting the team on his back, so he's not going to be worn out by the time that game 7 comes.
I give you that. I think that's part of his problem. So if he has a game where he only scores 12, I know Mr. Buckets and KD go get you 20 or 30.
Exactly.
All 3 of them are not going to have a bad game. But
that's the problem.
Like me and Will did talk about that. All 3 of them playing. 1 has a bad game. 2 have good games. They still might lose. So, it's the East is all about matchups, really, in my opinion. It's, like Will said, if you get the wrong matchup, you're over with. But if you get the right matchups, like the finals can be completely different.
I think Brooklyn, out of all the teams, I think they want Philly. I think Philly is their best matchup. I feel like that's too easy for them because I feel like if they really wanted to, they could go ultra small and take Joel Embiid out the game. Like if they did something crazy like Kyrie, Harden, Joe Harris, and maybe another wing, not Blake or LA, but essentially slide KD to the 5 and say, okay, Embiid, what you gonna do? Like Embiid's gonna get his, but I mean, who are you more scared of going nuclear, KD or Joel Embiid? I think the obvious answer is Kevin Durant. Like you don't. I'll let Joel Embiid go off.
You just said it though. Brooklyn has nobody to guard Joel Embiid. You can't put KD on Joel Embiid the whole game and expect KD to go off.
You can't. But we all know what Joel Embiid's kryptonite is. He ain't conditioned. If they just get up and down, just start running. Just start running.
That's fair.
Who's he gonna guard? He's gonna get gassed, and then the moment he does.
That's not true. He'll guard Blake Griffin or LaMarcus Aldridge. He won't have to do too much.
All they got to do is just not put one of them in.
Yeah, they don't have to use them.
They don't have to use them.
And DeAndre Jordan runs too, so.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan.
I wouldn't even put him in. I would make KD the 5 and say, all right, track me. Let's go. They don't want to play defense anyways. Kyrie and Harden don't want to play no fucking defense. So
they're not playing defense.
Just run. Just try and run Joel Embiid out the game. I bet it would happen. I'm a little biased. I don't like them, but
it might work one game. But
exactly.
That's about it.
That's why they needed Kyle Lowry, man, so they can control the tempo of the game. They really needed Kyle Lowry.
Talking about Kyle.
Who? Philly?
Yeah, Philly. They needed him, man.
Get off that old man.
When did Joe Davis? When did you become this Kyle Lowry stan? I missed this. I don't remember.
They need the point guard, man. They need a point guard, somebody who can control pace and tempo.
Bro, Ben Simmons is the top 5 point guard in the NBA.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but in the fourth quarter, you can't put the ball in his hands. So then now you changing up your whole tempo because now you got a different playmaker with the ball.
Whatever. Whatever.
You know I'm right.
All right.
They got Shake.
Man.
Little Shake Milton. Little Shake Milton. Hey, I'm telling you, George Hill, that George Hill trade going to come in clutch for him. George Hill can.
Yeah, George Hill's going to play some good playoff
minutes. You get your answers. Look, you get your prayers answered, Joe. Just give it a couple. Give it a couple, man. Watch.
All right, let's move a little further down the East standings. We got Charlotte, Miami, and Atlanta all within a half game of each other. So after Easter's results, Atlanta beating Golden State, Charlotte lost to somebody, I'm blanking. Miami and Atlanta are tied for fourth with Charlotte a half game back. Any of those teams, to you guys, any of them
no chance
able to make some noise in the playoffs?
Here go this loser.
You already know the one.
This boy
one of them can. One of them can. The defending Eastern Conference champs can make some noise. But Joe, give me your thoughts. What do you think of those three?
I'm actually really impressed with what Charlotte's done with Lonzo Ball out. I thought once Lonzo Ball got injured, LaMelo? I thought they were going to fall off. Yeah, sorry, LaMelo. I thought he was going to fall off the map. They look alike, whatever. Same people.
Real shit. And what's really going to be interesting now is Hayward getting hurt. I think they said Hayward's out at least 4 weeks. So that might kind of.
Oh, yeah.
That might be too much.
That hurts because he actually bounced back pretty well this season.
Mm-hmm.
And Atlanta, I'm surprised how Atlanta's been playing too since they started.
Ever since they changed coach, they fired Lloyd Pierce and then put Nate McMillan in. Why does Nate McMillan? There's an obvious answer, but why does Nate McMillan I feel like he never gets the love that he should get because dude's successful wherever he goes. He always makes the teams overachieve, and they're like, "Oh, well, fuck you because you didn't win a championship." But it's my best player wasn't one of the top 5 in the NBA, so I don't know what you expected me to do.
And LeBron was in the East, man. I think, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, what was he supposed to do there?
Same with Dwayne Casey. Come on, man. What was he supposed to do?
Man.
Yeah, it sounds like y'all making a whole bunch of excuses.
Common denominator.
Come on, please, man.
Common denominator with Dwayne Casey and Nate McMillan, too. Yep. Just saying. Scott Brooks keeps getting opportunities, though.
How Will going to be the one that brings that up? Really?
Just saying. Scott Brooks keeps getting to coach superstars. I don't get it.
He's been studying Max Kellerman. I see you.
Don't you put that on me.
Lord. Boy got his joke pad, his notepad out today.
I said, all right, let me write some lines down here. All right. Devion, what do you think? Those 3 teams right there, Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, any noise in the playoffs?
Not really. I think Miami, honestly. But I've been thinking that the whole year with the additions too. Oladipo didn't look too bad either. He looked all right, but
he's not scoring very well. But he's a better playmaker than I thought he was. I didn't necessarily think he was a playmaker in terms of creating for other people, but he's actually been very good at that. I mean, it's fairly easy when you got a Duncan Robinson out there spacing the floor.
Right.
Yep.
That's been a pleasant surprise for me so far. I think once he starts scoring again, I think that it's going to be a pretty good race between the top 4 in the East, with the Heat being that 4th team.
Man,
can they repeat the magic from last year? I don't know, but I think they'll be competitive with the top teams.
Yeah, I just need 5 more games, and then Oladipo gets in his bag. It's a wrap, Well,
the thing that's worrying me about Oladipo is he said after yesterday's game they beat the Cavaliers by about 15, and he was 3 of 13 from the field. He was talking about how I feel like I'm playing on one leg right now. I still don't feel like I'm all the way back. And all right,
that's not good.
That's a little worrying. And Joe, that's kind of something that you mentioned when we did the trade deadline reaction. You were talking about a health with Oladipo, why you weren't as excited about the trade as Devion and I were, and that was a little disheartening to hear him talking about how he his leg doesn't
still feels bad.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, come on.
They didn't give up much for him for a reason. They didn't give up much for him for a reason.
They're gonna be
but if they get an extension done with him, like he's there for like at least 4 more years, like it's still definitely worth it to give up essentially 2 expiring contracts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he needs to get healthy if they're gonna make a real push this year because they need that extra oomph.
Yeah, I think y'all will be cool though. Like I said, give them like 5 more games. I think Atlanta's got more to worry about than y'all do, and Charlotte's over with. When LaMelo went out,
Charlotte's over.
I think they would. I think they'll make it to the playoffs, but it's a wrap.
I think they'll still make the playoffs. That was unfortunate because he was having a really good rookie season. He was having such a good rookie season. It kind of sucks to see that happen to him.
It's fun to watch. He's crazy fun to watch. Man. You guys think the Celtics will move up at all? Or are they done?
I mean, they should. Shit, they're sitting at 8th right now. They should be able to go get Charlotte. Yeah, man. But here's what's crazy though. This is what think about the last year that Kyrie was there, right? Like the first year he got hurt, and then like they had that like feel good run with like Scary Terry, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, all those young guys. Hayward was out with the bad ankle injury. Then the next year, the 2 main people that people blamed was Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at them; those 2 are both out the mix, and now they can't fucking do anything. It's and
the teams that they own too are doing better than the Celtics. They actually thrive, and like Hayward's actually thriving.
Hayward's a telling one because like Kyrie, all right, you're with KD and Harden, and like you're on a squad, but yeah, Hayward like just doing his thing in Charlotte, and like they're do I think they would beat any of those teams at a playoff series? No, but they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot better than anyone thought they were going to do at the beginning of the year. So I mean, shit, you can't say Hayward's been the issue. And at the end of the day, Charlotte's ahead of fucking Boston.
Yeah, I didn't think Charlotte would be in the playoffs.
Not like this, no.
I thought they could maybe get into like that 9th, 10th, and like being like the play and shit. That was my ceiling for them.
But yes, 6 seed, they got me on that one. Definitely would have lost my money if I were on that
day. All right, so let's talk about the race for the play-in game. Right now, the Bulls, who were solidly in like that 7th, 8th spot for a while, have now dropped all the way to the last play-in game at 10. Before they beat Brooklyn tonight, they had lost 6 straight and were 2-8 in their last 10. What happened? Like, what's happened? Like, I know they made some trades. Like, there's some issues there, but man, like they were kind of looking kind of nice. And I don't know what's happened to Zach LaVine, but it looks like he kind of forgot how to put the ball in the bucket.
Yeah, man. The Bulls cool, man. They just need to. It's kind of like, in my opinion, it's like they started a whole new team because going through him and Vu. It's like you rebuilt your whole roster anyways, because the rest of the players, they're a bunch of six man competing.
Yeah, a bunch of like nice guys, but not guys.
So I think they just something needs to do like this, because
I think Billy Donovan will get it right. Billy Donovan seems like he's legitimately a fantastic coach.
You have Zach LaVine all season long putting up 30 shots a game. Now you got to take half those shots away and give him to Vu. So now you're trying to get him in the middle of the season to play a whole different style that he's never played before because he never had nobody with that much talent next to him.
No, that's a good point. I think they'll figure it out. And like that Patrick Williams, their rookie out of Florida State, like he seems like a really solid like 2-way guy, which is always, defense I feel like is always a hard thing for rookies to handle in the NBA because they're like the physicality of the game is just taken to such another level, but he's doing a good job. All right, Toronto. Been a rough couple of years since they won their championship. They sit in 11th, and they are also 2-8 in their last 10. And what's crazy is like we did our trade deadline reaction. We didn't get to spend a ton of time on Toronto. but they like it looked like they made all of these moves to like set up the Kyle Lowry trade and then just didn't trade him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got rid of, like, that Terrence Davis. They got rid of Norman Powell. They got rid of, like, a bunch of guys that were, like, pretty solid contributors. And it was like, oh, well, we're going to fill them in with multiple pieces for Kyle Lowry. Like, actually, just kidding. We're going to just keep Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, those clowns traded everybody they should have kept. Yeah, literally traded everybody they should have kept.
Yeah.
And then now they just suck. And watch, you'll see exactly why nobody traded for him. Everybody's about to see, because look at him now, having injury problems. You know what I'm saying? 35 and
the old. Yeah, he's true.
It's a wrap, man. Toronto is just.
I feel like they did Lowry bogus.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They shouldn't even have brought trade stuff up. Yeah, that was wrong with them, dog.
They should have bought him out of something. Free my man. Look.
All right, let's pivot real quick, because Joe, you wanted to bring this up last episode, but we didn't get to it. Is Kyle Lowry a Hall of Famer? Like, let's go down this road. Joe, let's start with you. This was your idea of a topic. I think it's a good one. Is he a Hall of Famer?
I think he's a Hall of Famer, just from longevity. He won a championship with Toronto. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. If you look at the NBA Hall of Fame, Tracy McGrady's a Hall of Famer. Kyle Lowry's a Hall of Famer.
I know you did not just slander the name of fucking Tracy McGrady for no goddamn Kyle Lowry.
Yes,
I did. Are you out of your mind?
I'm dead serious. If you look at the NBA...
Oh, my God. Bro, Tracy McGrady, his rookie year, was better than peak Kyle fucking Lowry. Stop playing with me. Stop doing that. Like,
Ever.
Come on,
Ever was. This boy, you drunk.
No, I'm serious. He a Hall of Famer.
This boy Joe must have had a good Easter Sunday.
Hall of Famer.
What has he done? Like, he's not that
multiple
great.
All-Stars. Okay, there's a lot of people that aren't that great.
About a guy that got cut 3 times. Talk about he's better than Tracy. I
didn't say he was better than Tracy McGrady. I didn't say he was better than Tracy McGrady. I said the fact that Tracy McGrady's in the Hall of Fame, Kyle Lowry should be in the Hall of Fame. Because the NBA Hall of Fame is watered down because it's connected to college basketball.
Are you trying to tell me that you don't think Tracy McGrady should be a Hall of Famer?
No, I don't think he should be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, my God.
No.
Oh, my God.
He in the Hall of Good, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
Then what makes Lowry that much better than him? Like, what does he do better than Tracy McGrady? He got one ring because of Kawhi.
He got a ring.
If that's his only, that's the same
choking. He was known for choking until Kawhi's dumbass shot bounced 17 times and fell in the fucking bucket.
Yeah, that was the only season that we've ever said Kyle Lowry was decent.
Oh my God,
that's not true. He's a perennial All-Star.
He's 16.
Oh my God,
perennial All-Star. Only person that stopped Kyle Lowry in the East was LeBron James.
No, it's him. Himself.
Because of it was LeBron James.
Kyle Lowry's not that good. He chokes. He forgets how to play basketball in the fourth quarter. This dude forgets how to dribble. It's like this dude just like.
I'm so mad I honored this question. I'm so upset that I honored this question.
It's a real question.
No, he's not. He should not be in the Hall of Fame. He has not done anything.
I'm going to vote no. Like, I will admit that there is an argument for it. But the fact that you brought up Tracy McGrady to make your argument, I've never been more disappointed in you, Joe. Never been more disappointed.
He's good in the first.
I know you are
quarters.
too. That's what makes me so
mad. What I'm saying.
Dead serious.
Kyle Lowry is phenomenal in the first 3 quarters. The last fourth quarter, just flip a coin.
You know what? You know what Hall of Fame he belongs in? The Hall of Fame of flopping. That's what fucking Kyle Lowry belongs in. He's a Hall of Fame flopper.
He's good at flopping. He is good at flopping.
Great at that. That's about it. This boy said he's better.
Man, you know what's messed up? God. In a couple years, we're gonna look at Toronto and say, man, they could have had Kawhi and Paul George, but they kept Pascal Siakam.
Nobody's ever gonna say that because
they kept Pascal Siakam over.
No one's gonna say that because it's not a sexy enough storyline. But you're ridiculous. Right, though. That's
ridiculous, man.
Like, and I don't even think that highly of Paul George. Like, I'm not like this big PG fan, but he's a hell of a lot better than some fucking Pascal Siakam. And
if I would have put him,
damn, that's a good point, Joe.
Yeah, Paul George.
Yeah, thank you.
In Toronto, he'll be out there. That'd be better than the Clippers right now.
Yeah. Clippers
All
always
right.
been
Speaking of the flippers, let's go west.
that.
Utah still in first. How do we feel about Utah? They got a 3.5 game lead on Phoenix for first place. How do we feel about Utah?
I think they locked it in. I think they'll lock in first place. But in the playoffs, I'm still. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it because it's just like they're one of those teams. They get hot and they'll just make a run out this world and be in the finals. But they also might have one bad game and then just can't recover from it.
They also might be one of those like 1 seeds that lose to an 8 seed.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, and I can see this happening with this team. It's just like they're getting so much hype during the regular season, but I don't know. Who do y'all trust on a roster to perform in a playoffs like that, or to put like Donovan Mitchell? I believe he has it in him, but will he do it? I don't know.
I believe in him to perform at least to his capabilities and maybe even a little above. I just don't know that is good enough.
Yeah.
Man, Kevin Durant and LeBron James told y'all about Utah when they had to pick the all-star team. The last 2 players picked were the Utah Jazz. Come on. It's facts. Rudy Gobert can't be your second best player, and you not winning the championship with Rudy Gobert as your second best player.
Yeah.
Not at all. You can't trust him offensively at all. And then defensively, he can be inconsistent. He get bodied sometimes. He get punked early on.
Joe,
and he
I'm
just
so
out
glad
the game.
you said that.
I can't stand Rudy Gobert, man.
I am so sick of him getting these Defensive Player of the Year awards. Like,
man,
it makes no sense to me. First of all, I seen Jared Allen put this man in a body bag like 3 straight possessions. Then, if you had any guard, like if they play Golden State, Portland, who else in the West? Any team that's got like guards that are good off the dribble will pull that bitch from 3 off the dribble. Over with. They're just gonna put Gobert in a pick and roll, come downhill, get his little slow ass, start backpedaling, and pull up for 3.
That's it. Yeah. He is good at changing shots though at the rim. That's like the one thing he is good at. That's it.
Like that doesn't make you Defensive Player of the Year.
Exactly.
This just makes you.
How many people can you say that about? Like you can say that about a lot. Like he's probably the best at it, but like you can say that about a lot of fucking people. That's what pisses me off.
You can take him out the game.
Yeah, he's just tall. That's it. Like he's tall. So now I gotta do this.
And they paid him hella money. They paid him so much money.
Bro, they paid that man a lot of money to be tall, bro.
Watch. Mitchell's gonna have to basically be Damian Lillard in the playoffs to even make a run. That's what's gonna end up happening.
But they're gonna need. I think their X factor is Clarkson. If Clarkson can be like that bona fide like scorer, okay, I'm starting to like it because Joe Ingles is I like Joe Ingles a lot as like a team player. Like knows what to do with the ball. Pretty good, good defender. Like they got some people. I don't believe in them as like a postseason team at all. I think we talked about this last time. They don't do a lot for me.
No, that'll be a great
nice regular season team. Like they're like that Hawks team that got first in the East when we all knew that they were going to go lose to LeBron later on down the road. Like, yeah, nice team, but you're not going to do anything. Like that's. Right. I think the Jazz are better than that because I think Donovan Mitchell is better than anybody that was on that team, and that's kind of the difference. But yeah, not feeling them. All right, so Phoenix is sitting at second. 3.5 out of first, 3 clear of third. I like Phoenix a lot. I feel like I might be a little higher on Phoenix than you guys are. What are you guys' feelings about Phoenix when it comes to the playoffs? Because they're probably pretty locked in at this point to a top 4 seed.
I don't think there's many teams that can actually beat Phoenix in the playoffs in a 7-game series, honestly. So I think we'll really see how good Chris Paul is at leading the team, and then we'll really get to see like a different side of Devin Booker, hopefully.
Man, I'm so excited to see Devin Booker in the playoffs.
Hopefully, that's right. And that's the thing is like I want him to just get hot and be that bubble Booker. Man, he gets like a spectacular game in the playoffs. Next thing you know, we got Phoenix in the Western Conference Finals. And I think they can do it. I have more faith in them than Utah, and I got more faith in them than the Flippers. The Flippers are just going to be like, I don't have no faith in them, so I don't know. They're just a bunch of chokers, except Kawhi. He's cool. I like him.
Except Kawhi. I agree with you, Devion, man. Chris Paul's doing a great job, and Devin Booker, he the truth. So I think they're going to be just fine. I know they got a lot of young guys, though, who haven't been in the playoffs.
But that can be a good thing, though. Sometimes
everything. Chris Paul
that can be a good. That can be a good thing sometimes. Like they don't have a track record of like fucking up.
No. Yeah, they got a lot of dudes
that's
that
a good
want to
point.
prove something. So,
like, I think it's almost gonna be that perfect. Like Chris Paul is like the one that needs it, but he's not their best player. He can keep them organized, and then if D Book can just be that assassin, that closer, they could be a lot of fun. And I honestly would not be surprised if they made it to the finals. We'll obviously have to see how the rest of the season plays out, and then we'll obviously do picks before the playoff starts. But, woo.
Yeah, you made that point right there. That might be
only thing,
the best thing for him because your leader is not your best player, so now he doesn't have to have that burden of leading. I just got to go out there and get buckets while Chris Paul does it.
I mean, honestly, like we've seen CP, like he's kind of gotten like it's never been like a performance thing with him. It's like he just gets hurt. Like he always gets hurt at the wrong time.
That's it. That's
sad.
I know it's sucks too.
Only thing that's really going to stop Phoenix is if they play the Lakers in the first round.
Yeah. I don't see that happening.
Hey, have you been watching the Lakers?
Yeah, but I mean, LeBron's going to come back. Like they're going to start winning again.
Man. Come on, man. Hey.
All right, that's a good segue though. So next group is group of 4. Before the day started, I haven't updated my Western Conference, so forgive me. Clippers 6.5 back, Lakers 7, Nuggets 7.5, Portland 8. How do you guys see those 4 kind of shaking out? Obviously, the Lakers are big injury problems right now with both AD and LeBron out. But how do you see those 4 shaking out? 1, do you see any of them catching Phoenix for second? And then 2, how do you think these guys will go between 3, 4, 5, and 6?
Oh, yeah. Denver might make a run. Lakers,
Denver, I will say they are 8-2 in their last 10, and they look good since that trade.
They do.
That trade deadline.
Bro, they eating. I ain't gonna lie. They eating. So they might, out those 4 teams, they probably gonna have the best run. Lakers probably gonna have the worst because of, injuries. I just hope we don't fall.
Purely because of injuries.
Yeah, I hope we don't, fall too far. Hopefully it doesn't go, below the 60. If we get to 7, 8, then I'm gonna start panicking.
So, I would start panicking too if they get to 7 or 8, but which I think is gonna happen.
Really, you think it's gonna get that bad?
If you really look at the Lakers when LeBron's not on the court, they look like LeBron's last year in Cleveland. You don't really have that much help out there for real. There's nobody out there that you trust to get a bucket for real. You got some good, solid defensive players and people around them. When they get an open shot, they don't have nobody out there that can get a bucket on their own besides Anthony Davis.
And he's not playing.
Exactly. So the Lakers, I'm nervous about the Lakers. They're going to make the playoffs, but they're definitely going to keep
really solid G team right now.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
Solid G team.
Solid G team. And I'm worried about that. Denver, I like Denver. I think they're gonna start keep winning games. I like what they're doing. They're a little bit faster, which is exactly what they needed because Jokic slows the pace down sometimes a little too much, and it's kind of hard to come back in the game.
I think Denver and Phoenix are the 2 teams you will have to watch outside of the Lakers to me. Yeah. Those are, especially Denver. Like Denver would scare me more than Phoenix, but Phoenix probably can go further than Denver.
I think that's a good point because I think like Denver's probably a harder matchup for the Lakers versus Phoenix. I think is probably the better team. Yeah. Denver, just because the one thing that the Lakers have on pretty much everybody but Denver is AD, and it's like Denver can throw out. Okay, we got Jokic.
Yeah, they're big.
We can throw McGee. Like they got some. They actually got some guys for the Lakers bigs. Whereas,
hey, don't forget Bol. Don't play my boy.
Boy, he only gets in garbage time. Stop playing. I really want to see what he turns out to be. Though, honestly, in like 3 years, I would love to see him be like at least a solid NBA player. Because
if he gets some more playing time, that he's gonna be good, man.
We'll see.
Kid can play a little bit. He's just skinny.
I don't have that much faith. Every time he's out there, I worry he's gonna break something. Like he just
oh yeah, like right, tear a ligament or something. He's awkward as hell. I agree. Yeah. Somebody gonna hit him in the elbow and cave in his chest. Dude.
Bro, like he's gonna go for a dunk. Someone's gonna like barely touch him, and that's just gonna be it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, for real, people aren't supposed to be that tall.
I know, boy, he's so awkward. Oh boy, that made me cry. Boy,
so this is interesting to me though. So y'all were trade deadline reaction. Y'all loved what Portland did. But y'all aren't worried about Portland.
Yeah.
Nah. I think what they did was great for the organization, but it's still not enough to stop what the West has.
Not at all.
So
like, they have a nice
let me throw this at you. Let me throw this at you, Devion.
Hey, respectable.
Let me throw this at you, Devion and Joe. So say, for whatever reason, say the Clippers, the Nuggets catches Phoenix. Phoenix falls to 3. Portland is at 6. I think a Suns and Trailblazers first round matchup would be very interesting.
Might be one of the best matchups throughout the whole playoffs.
CP and Dame, Booker and McCollum, Nurkic and Ayton.
It's gonna be a lot of points. That's for sure.
Boy, right? Man.
Something that shouldn't be slept on though. Phoenix is actually a top 10 defensive team this year. Top 10 defensive team in Phoenix. That like blows my mind because you don't think.
I'm surprised by that.
But I think that would be a really interesting series, and I wouldn't be shocked if Portland actually beat them. I think Portland is like a bad matchup for Phoenix. That's why I think this year is going to be so fun in the playoffs, just like last year. Like, there's so many matchups where it's like, okay, I feel really good about Phoenix. Like I told you, I think they could go to the finals. But I could, like, if they drew Portland, I could see that just.
Yeah,
I can see that happening too. Though.
It's gonna be crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's just Portland's gonna do what they do regular season and in the playoffs. You know, they might upset one person, but
Dame time in the playoffs, bro. You can't discount that.
No, you can't. And then now you just threw Powell in that mix, which I think people will see how great he really is, like in the playoffs, like how good of a trade that was. And, Nurkic and all that stuff would be good, but I don't know, bro. It's something that they're missing to make me just believe, like.
Bro, I'll tell you what the issue is. The issue is if they had to play the Lakers are going to gentleman sweep them at worst.
Yep.
Yes.
Like they can't do anything with what the Lakers have.
Nope.
They can't. If CJ McCollum doesn't play like he played before he got hurt this year, like he was playing the first 20 games of the season, if he's not playing lights out like that, they don't have a chance.
He got to score like 35 a game.
Because Dame's going to show up. It's CJ who is iffy.
Yeah. That's a weird dynamic, and I should like spend some time to like really dive into the Portland dynamic. I was watching them play. Oh, who was I watching? I was watching them play somebody, I think, on Thursday. It might have been my Heat. Did they play my Heat on Thursday? Can't remember. Anyways, I was watching them play, and it was just like it never seems like Dame and CJ can be like going off at the same time. And I think that's a big issue because they're both such ISO players that it's hard for them to like really like benefit each other. When you watch like the Lakers, LeBron and AD are like it's like a symbiotic relationship where they both make each other better. You watch like the Clippers are another example of kind of like Portland where it's like you get Kawhi or PG. You don't usually get them both feeding into each other. who are the good examples? Like Utah, Mitchell and Gobert, they work well together. Jimmy and Bam work well together. Like Kyrie and KD work well together. Like there's just like some teams you see like when there's like the stars complement each other, and it just doesn't seem like CJ and Dame complement each other. And it's sad because like Dame's such like a loyal guy that he's not gonna be like, no, yeah, we need to fucking move CJ
because he's a rider.
We just don't work well together. But I think they have to.
Yeah, they gotta ship though. Well, yeah, they gotta ship him out.
Because you're not getting rid of Dame.
No, you gotta keep Dame. You gotta keep Dame.
I wonder what that trade package will be like. That would have to be a crazy package.
For CJ?
Hell yeah. If I'm the Blazers, I ain't letting him go for just a number one pick.
You gotta get a star. Yeah, you gotta get a star.
Yeah, I can't let him go. Because I know whoever team he go with, you put him in the right system, he might go out there and drop 30, 35 a game.
Every night, yeah.
So
we've never really seen him like be able to be the closer.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he hadn't really been given that opportunity because I mean you're not taking that away from Dame. So
I'm trying to think.
Maybe we'll explore that a little later, Devion. Another episode.
Trade for Beal.
Stop it.
Come on, boy.
Beal's coming to Miami. Stop playing.
That'd be great for Beal.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get him out of there, man.
Beal, boy.
Please save Beal. Free Beal. Free Beal.
Free Beal.
All right, let's look at the West play-in game.
Steph and Clay.
No.
This boy.
In Miami.
No. They're going to the Lakers, bro. At least
the West play-in games. All right, so right now, Golden State has the last spot. Well, they did before they lost today. Sacramento and New Orleans were a game and a half out of that play-in game. Now, the Warriors are, I believe, 1-8 when Steph doesn't play. So if Steph could just stay healthy, it looks like they're probably fine and would probably even be like an 8 or a 7 seed, not even in the play-in category. How do you see those last few teams shaking out? Sacramento's been interesting. De'Aaron Fox has like low key been just balling lately. New Orleans, I don't know what to make of them. Like Zion's been putting up some like historic type numbers, but maybe they win. Like it's not always leading to wins. Like what do y'all think there, Joe? Let's start with you.
Man, yeah, I don't trust the Pelicans. Let Zion go. Let Zion do Zion, and you're gonna win the game. Just let Zion do Zion, because Brandon Ingram not gonna get off the same time Zion gets off. So just let Zion do him and just stay on everybody.
That's another good pair that seems to be like, for whatever reason, Ingram and Zion don't play off each other well, and that's really weird because Zion's super easy to play off of. Like you literally just have to throw the ball at the fucking rim, and he just dunks it.
Facts. They gotta blow that one up.
Hold on, Devion. Joe, what do you think about Sacramento?
I think Sacramento's okay. They got some young talent. I think they're 2 years away. I don't have any real faith in them this year. They're just too young, but they got some talent. They're actually finally making some right decisions in forward progress, which is odd for them. Because they trash, man.
The Queens trying to become the Kings again.
Yeah, man. They trash.
All right, Devion, what you think?
I think Golden State will, with or without Steph, I think they'll at least be in the 9 or 10, probably on 10. But
I don't know about without, but
I don't know, bro, because I like New Orleans always battling an injury. Those two just don't go well together at all. They probably should.
All right, so let me throw these other two teams at you guys real quick. So Memphis and San Antonio have the same record. Mm-hmm. They are 2.5 ahead of Golden State. So they are the other teams kind of in that same mix. Do you see either one of them falling, or do you think it's probably kind of set?
No, it's set.
Yeah, it's pretty set. But I do like Memphis. Memphis is pretty good.
Yeah, Memphis, I think, because of tiebreaker, has the 8 seed over San Antonio. Yeah, I think I would expect the teams that are currently in the play-in. I think that's it. Like I don't see Memphis, San Antonio, or Golden State falling below Sacramento or New Orleans.
Mm-mm.
No.
Dallas is pretty securely in the 7 seed. They're 2.5 clear of Memphis and a game and a half behind Portland. I think they're more likely to climb the standings and fall back down it. I think Joe, I agree with you that I think the Kings are. I don't know if they're 2 years away, but they're not ready. I don't think this year. And one thing. So hear me out. The Kings had an opportunity, I think, at this deadline to deal Marvin Bagley, who seems unhappy there. There seems to be some kind of drama there. Still seems like a nice young player. Like I feel like they probably could have got something for him, and they just kind of passed on the opportunity. They could have maybe helped them try and get into that play-in situation. But yeah, I agree with you. I think at worst Golden State stays at 10. They're the last play-in team, and we move forward.
Marvin Bagley, would you rather have Marvin Bagley or would you rather have Wiseman from Golden State?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh,
probably Wiseman.
I think I'm taking Wiseman already. His potential's higher already.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. Yeah, he got his upside is a lot better.
Well, I see. To me, like one of the big things about Bagley coming out of Duke was he got hurt at Duke. He got hurt in high school, and he stays getting hurt in the NBA. So it's like I need somebody I can have consistently. I think there are things about Bagley that Wiseman will hopefully develop. Like I think just like that kind of like tenacity, like offensive rebounding, really like attacking the basketball for rebounds. I think Bagley is better at that, even though he's undersized compared to Wiseman. But Wiseman's offensive game, I see a lot of Bosch in James Wiseman. Like I think he could turn into a Bosch-like player. I don't think he'll ever necessarily be as good as Bosch was, but I think he's got that type of skill set.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But I agree with you.
I like him defensively, though. I like him defensively a lot.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Let's talk about MVP because it's been an interesting year to talk about the MVP. It seems like the two best candidates for it recently got hurt with Embiid and LeBron. And then Harden. I hate Harden's game. I don't hate Harden. I hate Harden's game.
He's getting
but then he got hurt.
They're gonna give it to him.
Who do you want? So
him?
I'm not asking y'all to predict who the media will give it to. I'm asking y'all who is the MVP. Joe, start it
LeBron
off.
James. LeBron James, easily.
Well,
he is the
MVP. All right, you gotta play enough games now.
Easily. He's played plenty of games, and look at him without him. It's LeBron James.
No, that's a compelling case.
Whatever, man.
It's LeBron. The way he's been playing at his age, what he did.
We talking about games.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, that's good. Go ahead, Embiid. Embiid's a good pick too. I don't know, man. Go ahead, pick up. Go ahead.
All right, Devion, talk your shit, man.
I ain't a big LeBron fan, even though he is on the Lakers. So I'm just being real. I'm not. Like, I do respect his game. He is dope. But I don't know, Embiid, if the only thing that's hurting him is the games because the number one, he is clearly the best player on that team. He's playing like the best player in the world. It's just he just can't stop getting hurt, but he's not gonna win it. It should literally be LeBron or Embiid, honestly. I wouldn't be mad at either one, but Harden's gonna win it. Harden or Giannis is gonna win it. Watch. No, but for real, Jokic might actually win it. He actually.
So that was going to be my thing. Now that the Nuggets have started turning up a little bit,
they keep winning.
I'm kind of getting behind the Jokic train. I mean, the bias part in me is saying, Jim VP over there down in South Beach, the way Jimmy's been playing, but that's not realistic.
I'm about to say that's not even
It's not realistic. I want him to get it, but there was a point where I thought he actually deserved it, but his play's fallen off a little bit in the last couple weeks. So no, I don't think it's Jimmy, but still hashtag Jim VP. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Jokic now. Now that Jokic got them back right there in the mix, like he's the only one that hasn't really missed time this year. He's been putting up crazy numbers this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got to give respect to him. I mean, he impacts the game so well. The only thing with him is like he's such a liability on defense. That's what I like my MVP to be able to do a little bit of everything. And to me, if LeBron didn't get hurt, to me it was still LeBron slightly over Embiid if injuries weren't an issue. But I'm a lean Jokic right now. I'm a lean Jokic.
You think Chris Paul's going to get any votes from the media?
Hell no.
You don't think if Chris Paul get one MVP vote?
Like one first place MVP vote?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we'll get a first place vote.
I don't know.
I think he'll get one.
I think he might get like a third. I don't think he'll get a first.
Yeah, I don't see a first at all. But you never know, it might be a dickhead who goes in there and is like, he deserves it.
Exactly. That's exactly one. Yeah, exactly. That's
well, I might need to see the list of people who get to vote on. I might need to see that complete list to go and check their biases. But no, yeah. To me, it's Jokic. All right.
Yoki for MVP.
Yoki for MVP.
You got the stats for it.
Yes, sir. You're right about that. That's a fact.
That's facts. All right. Before we get out of here, last question I'm gonna post to y'all. I didn't even send this to y'all, so you got to come up. You got to come off the dome for this one. Who's gonna win the first seed in each conference? Real quick, Devion. Let's start with you.
No,
who's your first in the East and the West?
Oh shoot! Man, you got me thinking about this now.
Man, come on, the West is easy.
Who go win? Yeah, the West. We know that one don't count, but.
Yeah, West is Utah.
Oh, then say it then.
Yeah, Utah.
All right.
I don't see them losing.
Damn it.
The East is hard.
Unless somebody get hurt.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. We all got Utah's going to end up with the regular season crown.
I think Brooklyn might. The East. I think Brooklyn might be number one for real. I think they might do it.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, I want to say Philly, but I'm gonna go with Brooklyn.
All right, Joe?
Yeah, I'm going to take Brooklyn, too, because they just got too much offensive power. I know they got a lot of talent coming together all at once, but there's just so much. It's going to be – the playoffs are a different story. Anything can happen in the playoffs, but the regular season, man, just offensively every night, that's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah. All right, I'll be the different one here. That's fine. I'm going Milwaukee in the East. I think Milwaukee's found their stride. I think they got healthy. I think Milwaukee's going to – because this is what I think is going to happen for Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn, they're all going to come back again, and then they're going to have this, like, funk where they're trying to figure it out. Now, whether I think Milwaukee by the end of the year will be better than Brooklyn, I'm not sold on that yet, but I think Milwaukee has the most chemistry, and I think they will take the one seed because the only thing with Philly is I don't know how to trust if that team's going to stay healthy. But all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for hopping on late on Easter Sunday.
Sir.
3 and a possible. We're out.
Man,